All right.
You know.
All right, guys. I can't even introduce myself or Pamela and Lisa because we were talking backstage and we're all about to cry. My dogs came over to say hi, and I was telling Lisa about how much Sassy was grieving when we lost Jim and why we got Dallas, and how I truly, truly believe, hi Jim, that Dallas is not just a gift from Jim. Like, only this group will get and not think I'm insane when I say that, like, this Jim is somehow in Dallas, and Jim, hi Kim, talks to me through Dallas. Yeah. So then Kim said that she got Lisa, why am I calling you? Because Kim just came on, a message an hour ago before knowing any of this, a message for me.
Wow.
And was going to tell me, and Pamela said we have to go live.
Everybody stop.
Stop everything.
We haven't even introduced or said anything.
Oh my God, I'm in the waiting room and you guys are starting and you couldn't see me. I'm like, everybody,
thank you for texting me. So Pamela texted me, let me in.
Let me in, please, so I can I want the audience to see this, because this is profound stuff. Yeah.
And Kim has the people here have so many questions and know these things that make us feel like we're crazy. And
you're not, so first of all, you're not crazy. That was like one of the first things. I'm shaking. There's so much energy. So like, and I should preface, like a half an hour ago, Pamela texted and said, am I allowed to curse? I know we're live. Is that a Facebook thing or?
Oh, I don't know about Facebook rules, but this community is where we are allowed to be us, no matter what mood we're in.
Yes.
I show up on my worst days and people get it and appreciate it, because this is a community of people dealing with loss.
Okay. Excellent. So Pamela texted me and was like, what the fuck just happened? Something just happened, Lisa. What just happened? Yeah. She's like, I can't stop crying. What is moving through me? And she said, is that the grief of everyone who is showing up for this live?
I said
partially, yes.
Yeah.
Sorrow. You said sorrow.
I felt this extreme sorrow. Like I had to just release it. I was like crying as if I was experiencing such sorrow. And I'm like, I don't know what is going on. And something came in and took over my body, something big. I felt it. And so, sometimes I'm trying to do this and talk to Lisa at the same time.
Well, no loss is small, right? But I will tell you that my clients and myself, like traumatic loss, unexpected loss. Yeah. So, and I'm biased. The people who share their stories and share their journeys with me, but these are very deep losses. So I can imagine what would have shown up for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So then we connected, and Lisa will tell you the next part of that story.
So if we backtrack just a little bit, can I call you Sam? Is Sam okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Because that was call her Sam. Like that was what was coming through, and I was like, well, is that okay? I also had a question of, do you have a daughter?
No daughter.
Okay, is your dog a girl? Okay, then that's because I was like, who is the child? Who's that daughter? Who's that? And like a little. And I was like, well, if that's a person, she's like 10. She's small. She's a small human.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go over the message for you, or I can read it out loud, or I can send it to you. I mean, it's whatever.
This is what
I would imagine the people watching want to know.
Okay. But it's a personal message for you, Sam. So it's your decision, right? It's your decision of how much you want to share. I can go very high level, or I can just hit it.
You can hit it.
I think that was hit it. I'm feeling it.
Okay. So about an hour ago, I was like, I have to shower. I have to stop working. I have to shower. And then it was just, no, what you need to do is deliver this message. And it is powerful. It is filled with emotion. So if I cry, like, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Right. So as as a channel, as a healer, as an oracle, I try to stay as observant as possible. This one was kind of impossible to remain impartial and not emotionally intertwined. But so here we go. So a message for Sam, Samantha Ruth, which is lovely. My mother's name is Ruth, by the way. Where are you resisting the messages and signs from your husband? He is communicating with you at all times. He appears in the clouds and feathers of white birds. You are in receivership of his messages all the time. He is asking for you to make contact with him and to benefit from the wisdom and guidance he has to share. He sits with you. He sits to the right of you on the table, at the table for meals. He is here with you to listen to at all times. He guides your business and financial transactions. He has great knowledge of how to create more harmony in your business and financial transactions. He is asking that you allow for his voice to permeate every thought you have regarding your business and financial transactions. And as this little bit of a side note, when people pass, they have like certain jobs that they can fulfill for you. So they start dropping in as guides in certain areas of your life. And your husband is in your business and finances, and the finances concerning your business. So it's real specific. Close your eyes and ask for his voice to come through clearly. There is confusion and denial of wishing, but he is there. The veil is very thin between the two of you. Feel his hand on yours. Feel it on your heart. Feel it on your shoulder. He brings a healing touch through your daughter. So that's through your dog.
It's amazing.
The accountant is needing his guidance. Listen to the words from your accountant and you will be receiving guidance from your husband. Listen to the birds singing and you will be listening to him singing. The clouds are very important. Stare up into them and you will receive kisses and blessings from your beloved. The sun will kiss your skin and the breath of your beloved will be absorbed into your heart. This is his gift to you. And now a quote directly spoken from him through me. Whew. I am everywhere at all times. I am here for you to access and speak to whenever you are in need. Please allow me into your daily life, as I only want to see you heal and rejoice in love. There. It's a good thing I couldn't see you while reading.
Kim, if you're here, tonight is going to be tough. Whew. Whew.
That was huge.
God.
That was huge.
And I'll email
Lisa,
that to you. I'll send it to you.
Yeah. There's so many things that just happened through this whole exchange. And Lisa's stepping into a new skill that she's been cultivating, which is mediumship. And she has, fear around that. And she's stepping into a higher level of healing. And then there's something that's happening collectively with this community and that's being in receivership of understanding, the messages that Lisa had for you. And then there's you to receive, and it's up leveling your love and understanding,
Right.
and
This was not supposed to be about me, guys.
Right.
I know so many people here.
How can it not be though?
Right.
You're
prepared. And I'm going to struggle a little bit more than usual. And I know here more than anywhere, you guys get that, but I'm a little bit shaken. And wow. I mean, to hear, I have always said this. It's been just over 5 years. I have always said, like, he hugs me through Dallas. First of all, Sassy's 10, but Dallas is my little one. But he cuddles me through. There are all these little ways. But to hear it back, to hear it said, like, that's different than just knowing it and being like, sometimes we think we're just saying things to comfort ourselves.
There's a reason.
Yeah. And he is the finance guy. I know these things, but it's
See?
crazy. So thank you.
Yeah.
Validation is so important on the healing path. Validation, I have to say that again. So I am in a constant channeled state. I am. This, what Pamela just said, working with the mediumship. I mean, I've always done mediumship. It's just not my strong suit, right? It's not my go-to. I have guides. I can listen to spirit, so I go directly to source, and that's where I get all of my information. To tap into mediumship is different. You're tapping into the souls who have transitioned.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't gone anywhere. They haven't passed. They are not deceased. They have shed. Wow.
Right. They're physical beings.
They have. So, and I have to say, Sam, that your husband, I have to give him props and thank you, because I would love to see a picture of him. There is a energy right here, a man, he's standing right here with me, and he's explaining all of this to me. He's saying there is no death. Like, everybody is consumed with this concept of death. Yeah, that's literally right here in front of me.
You know, there's healing.
You shed your human form.
And I want, so I receive signs. I talk to him always. I write to him every day, but it's interesting to know that there are more that I'm missing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, and those are the big ones.
Right. And there are people.
Like, he's like, widen your perspective. Those
Yes.
are the big ones.
And I will say the first couple of years I was so deep in grief, I know I was missing them. And my clients want to know.
Mm-hmm.
And the questions I always get, why am I not receiving signs? Why? Every night I ask, please come to me in my dreams. Why can I not? What am I doing wrong? These are the questions. Kim, please type your questions if you have others. But I know all of my clients feel that they are doing something wrong. And my answer is, when we are deeply in so much pain, some of that we have to move through.
Yeah.
And we have to look and be intentional and pay attention. But what else do they need to know to let go of some of that blame?
So when you're in grief, what in your physicality, the physics, the biology of your human form, we're all electric. We all have frequency. We all have a vibration, right? And when we're at our best, when we feel vibrant, that means your vibration is registering really very high. When you're out in nature, you feel really good because you're now aligning with the highest vibration, which is that of nature, which is why your husband is like, you're missing the big ones. These are the big ones. His vibration is up there with nature. He'd like for you to bring that in. So when you're in grief, your vibration plummets. It plummets. It puts you, that what you're feeling, grief is the lowest vibration. Right. It's every fear you could possibly ever imagine thrown into a shit stew, stirred up and poured all over you. That's your vibration. You're in the drudges. So you can't receive high vibrational signs if you're stuck in that low vibration. All you see is a mirror of your low vibration. You're not doing anything wrong. You're experiencing the fear side of transition. I refuse to call it death. You experience the fear side of transition, which is the whole reason why Pamela and I are here today. You don't have to. Right? It's why your husband said the veil is so thin. There is no separation. All you have to do is experience your senses in a whole different way. That's called a skill set. That is not a failure. It is a class you never took. I never went to med school. I can't go operate on someone. Am I a failure? No, it's a skill set I don't have. But this connecting with, reaching through the veil and being able to connect with your loved ones, that's just a fucking skill set that everybody can learn. Mm-hmm. That's it. So your husband gives us clues, right? Look up into the sky, look up into the sky. Those clouds, they're absolutely speaking to you. The sun's rays change your molecular structure. They help boost all of that. They get you the melatonin, they get you the serotonin, they boost your energy and raise your vibration. Why? So that you can live at peace and as one with anything that is energetic, including all of our loved ones.
Is that different for each of us? So Kimberly said she cried to see him in her dreams last night.
Yeah.
Hers might not be clouds and sun, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
But she's focused on seeing in her dreams. That's called expectation. When you have that expectation, you're not going to be in receivership or able to see everything else. So it's allow that expectation to diminish and open up yourself to all the other opportunities. And, you know, there's a reason that we're focusing, that the guides want us to focus on you today. You said it wasn't supposed to be about you, but yes, it is. There's a healing journey that has to happen for humankind. And sometimes being able to understand that there is life beyond the physical form, that little twinkling of something other than what they see before their eyes is there, breaks open that shell to let them be in receivership of other things like signs, like all the things. And it starts people on this path of discovery.
And I want to give them, so they know my story. You guys don't. But remember when I talk, guys, about being so deep in pain that I went outside and sat in the dirt and played with sticks. That brought my vibration up a teeny bit, right?
Yes.
Not joy, but that's when maybe I could receive a sign, or when I couldn't sleep and I would finger paint at 3 a.m., right? We have to find those things.
Yes.
We're not expecting you to be happy and have fun right now. We don't, we don't get there, but we have to find things that decrease pain, increase comfort a teeny bit, and that's where we will find signs, correct?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So just as there are stages to raising your vibration, they actually go very much hand in hand.
Anger.
So in your root, at the core of you, lowest vibration is going to be all of that fear-based anger, just plain old pissed off at my family, pissed off at my finances. I don't feel safe. I don't feel secure. Then as you clear through all of that garbage, you get up to the next level of, well, what about my family? And I don't necessarily agree with everybody in my life. And I don't know about my friends, right? You clear through all of that crap. And then you get up into this next level of, I think I kind of like myself. I think I'm a little disappointed in how I've behaved. So let's process that. And then you get up into that heart level point of healing, where you start accepting, now I can start understanding a little bit more. Now I can start receiving a little bit more joy, a little bit more happiness, and not necessarily feel so guilty about feeling the joy and the happiness. Boy, did that just...
But that's where it is. It's that lie, guilt. Why am I here? Why are they there? Why can't we be together? All of this. And you're climbing that, my friend calls the stairway of selves. You're moving through all of those different emotions, and you're processing along the way and elevating your vibration.
You know, for me, they still coexist. I don't have happy without sad. It is not the same as it was. I am not on the floor in fetal position sobbing for days.
It's a different experience.
But it absolutely is there. I can function.
Absolutely.
But they live together.
The low, my husband calls those higher lows.
Higher lows. It's true though.
It is. It's a higher low.
True.
Yeah.
Right. You know, like, and we go through that. A client gets a new car.
Right.
That is something joyful. So proud. However, you're not physically here to share it with me.
Yeah.
So I think, and I also want to say that those stages are not linear. We do not climb the ladder and get to the top.
Right.
Right. We yo-yo.
Yes.
And the anger comes back, and the bad days and the moments exist. But like I said, I am not sobbing in fetal position for days. Do I still sob? Yeah.
Of course.
Sure.
Do I curl up in fetal position sometimes? For moments.
Yeah.
Right. So it's moments instead of hours, hours instead of days, days instead of weeks, weeks instead of completely disappearing. So you have to lower your benchmark. Like when our kids were little, I used to say, well, no one went out a window today. It's a goddamn success. Did I shower? No. Was I like smelling from probably 5 days of not showering? Yeah, probably. But you know what? No one went out a window today. I didn't throw anybody out a window and I didn't jump out a window. So that to me was a win. If we all woke up to see the next day, that was a win. Lower your expectations.
I
Lower
love
your
that.
benchmark and you will always win.
I'm
Absolutely.
using
Always.
it, right? Like my
Please take
best
that.
advice from my therapist was one thing a day, right? You're
That's
expecting
it.
so much, but that's it. You're right. Like we
Mhm.
got through it. I love
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And that's a
Absolutely.
goddamn win. That is a
Yeah.
goddamn win.
It's
And
growth.
I'll tell you this too. So I had my aunt, my second mother. She died tragically. She died tragically about 10 years ago. And it took probably a couple years for me to not pull into the Target parking lot and sob before going into the store, right? It probably took about 2 years for me to not go through that. Who knows why? But like I had to like get it out and get my shit together to go function, to get groceries, you know? I know you know. And after I got through that, got through the lowest of the lows, right? And then it was like, wow, I'm not sobbing every time I go to the store. That's awesome. That's progress. And now it's to this day, 10 years later, I don't sob every time I think of her.
Right.
That's progress. I am able to have memories that actually make me smile while I cry. That's progress. Notice I'm still crying a decade later. I will
Yeah.
cry until I embrace her again. And this is a soul who visits me all the time. She flickers the lights. She brings me ladybugs. She shows up in dreams. Here's the thing about dreams. We are at our most open when we're sleeping because the conscious mind isn't alert enough to lower our vibration. So when we're sleeping, the human body does the most healing while we're sleeping. So any kind of healing guide, healing energy comes in while we're sleeping and can work its way through our bodies. So if you receive visits during your sleep, and they feel totally different from dreaming, let's be really clear. They are visceral. You are like, motherfucker, to actually hug me. Like it's so absolutely real. You feel it with every fiber of your being. They come at night because that's when you're most open.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you wake up, there's a reason why people say, for that split second upon waking, everything is good.
Yeah.
And then I have to remember again.
Mm-hmm.
And that in that split second that you've remembered, it's because your energy just plummeted, because you're back among the living, right? And you're not in that complete blissful state of receivership. But you can get there. So if you're able to tap into that for a nanosecond, for a breath, for just a heartbeat, that's more than you could do yesterday.
Are there people who never see people in their dreams?
For sure. Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
not one who ever in my life, I'm not a big dreamer. I don't remember dreams. And you said for me, white
Yeah, I
bird.
think that's not the way that you process.
Right.
Neurologically, that is just not how your brain receives the energy. That's all. Because
And
you have something very
we hear
tangible.
things in the world, people have heard, I've heard either pennies or dimes. It doesn't
Yeah, yeah.
mean that that's accurate for everyone.
No,
It's
Correct.
not birds. For me, it's white birds. I think
Yeah, that was real specific.
right.
That was
I
very
think
specific.
we need to find out what it is for us instead of
Yeah.
listening to the masses and being
Yes.
overly critical of what we're going through.
Yeah.
So
Feel
you
into
can
it.
ask,
Yeah.
right? You can ask. So if your loved one, if you can sit quietly enough Usually for most people, this is like right in that twilight zone of just falling asleep. It's the easiest time to tap into that. If you say, hey, what's the best way for me to receive you? Not, hey, what's the best way for you to show up? Well, how do you talk to me? No, it has nothing to, they're like, we're talking nonstop.
Yes.
I don't like what.
Yes.
What can I do? Right? I'm doing my part. You just haven't picked up the phone. Like, what the fuck? But if what you say is, could you please tell me, how can I receive? What's the best way for me to receive? You're going to get something that pops into your head, and then that's what you keep an eye out for.
Yeah, like she's supposed to close her eyes. He said specifically how.
Yeah.
He said specifically how he would like you to receive.
And I have someone else who was told pink elephants. Like,
yeah,
you know, I mean, that's specific.
It is very specific.
Can you do right? Like, there are so many things. I'll use my own examples again, but we make decisions through healing that we might wonder, are you okay with? Right? Like, I no longer talk to my in-laws.
Sure.
I did that because I know Jim would be disgusted with how they're treating me.
I
don't have to ask, are you okay? Like, I knew he, you know, I heard him say to me, what are you doing? I didn't put up with how they treated me. You made me have but what about those people who are struggling with things that, because they think their loved ones might want them to stay in a job or stay in a situation, how can they get clarity? Plain as day, when maybe they're in a bad situation and they're doing, you know,
that's intuition. That's like listening to your higher self and allowing your guides to speak through you. But that's sitting within yourself and listening. How's it feel? You know, just having a relationship with your in-laws that don't care about you. How's that feel? There's your answer. You know, I was cleaning out my house recently and I have all of these heirloom pieces. And my grandmother doesn't care if I have it or not. You know, there's a guilt to me that she worked hard for this. She valued this. She coveted this. Well, yeah. So I appreciate those things that she cared about with that item, but I don't necessarily have to lug it around with me for the rest of my life because of that. You know what I mean? And so I feel into it. She would love that I appreciate it. And she doesn't have a need for it. And she doesn't care about those things anymore. She cares about helping me in my life and helping me understand the lesson that was learned there, you know, and that's what you're feeling through with those experiences.
So when someone transitions from human and energy bodies into just an energy body, they lose all of those human attachments.
All of it.
They don't care. They, honest to God, they don't care about the nuances and the details. They don't care about your relationship with your in-laws. They don't care about the job that you have. I mean, literally all of these things mean absolutely nothing. They don't care if you keep their clothes in your closet. They don't care if you're still writing with the pen that they wrote with. All of these things are being dropped in right now for your audience. They, honest to God, don't care if you keep hanging on to those little socks. They don't care, because none of that material stuff matters. What they care about, the one and only thing they care about, is your journey to peace. That's it. I didn't say joy. I didn't say happiness. I said peace. It's the highest vibration.
Yes.
In peace, you find love, you find joy, you find happiness. But all they care about is, how do I get you to feeling what I feel? Because then we're back together. Then we're one.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you have to shed your human form to get there. All it means is that you exist on the exact same frequency as them. They can talk with you all the time.
Can finding love be finding love with myself?
Yes. Absolutely.
My message said that. And Jim, you damn well better know it's not happening.
It doesn't matter what the form is. Okay. All that matters is love. He wants you to rejoice in the vibration of love. That's it. how you find that, how it shows up in your life to permeate and get you out of the funk. That's the only thing that matters. You could be walking down the street and smell cookies coming out of somebody's house and go, wow, for a brief second, I felt love. Yeah, remember that. That's the feeling. That's the vibration. That doesn't mean you have to go and bother your neighbor to bake cookies every day and smell them out the window. All it means is you've tapped into that feeling, and that's what breaks you wide open again and allows you to receive all of the positive that they want to give you.
Yeah. It also means that don't put restrictions on yourself with love.
Yeah.
He's telling you he wants you to experience love in all its forms, which means start allowing it in increments.
Yeah.
Don't put judgment on it, and don't put thoughts that you believe he wants or you want or anything that's from your past. It's about every day moving forward in love.
Yeah.
It also means eventually you will find that kind of love again. He wants you to have loving experiences to build your capacity for love. It's the greatest thing that we experience on this planet is love.
That doesn't mean with another man.
I know.
It doesn't mean another partner.
Strong reaction.
Yeah, it doesn't mean romantic. Yeah, that's because that's your pain.
Right? It doesn't have to be romantic.
Yeah.
It could literally be another puppy. You know what I mean? Like, it's just,
it could be
the way you this pain.
Yeah, the way you feel about yourself. It could be all encompassed with love.
All of it.
It's the experience of love. It's not a romantic thing. It's love in its fullest capacity. It's the highest vibration there is.
We used to fake bicker about, I love you more, I love you most. And we would tease, like, I have to go first, because we were together in our 20s and young, silly, career oriented, and took a break. We're apart. And when we reconnect, we already knew what it was like to not be together. Neither one of us married. And so we never wanted to go through that again. And so we said, I have to go first. I can't live without you again. And so I hear him saying, like, see, I can't live without you. I love you more.
Don't you love it when they get snarky and like their personalities come out? I absolutely love that.
I sent out a newsletter today, and I said something like, I'm like, this is like, it's his humor. This is like his way of messing with me and still messing around. I get it. Sometimes I know he's giving me a sign. I know but I don't know what it is. Like last week, I locked myself out in socks only in the snow. Like all these things were happening. And I'm like, I know, I get it. I know you're telling me something. I don't know what though.
Yeah.
So in those moments, instead of searching for the answer, right? So we have this very human response of, but what is it? What is it? What is it? And there's this searching and doing work. Like that's what he's saying. Stop, just stop in that moment.
Yes.
And say, okay, so for me, I'm like, there's a reason I'm not supposed to be in the house right now. That's good enough. I don't need to know why. Right. But then if you scratch at it and say, oh, but how about you tell me why? Well, maybe something is just moving through your house. Maybe he's not happy about a fume that just went through your house. Maybe he's not, right? It could be an energy line that just went through your house and he's not too keen on that. Or like all right. He was a little like, I know, right? If there was an airplane that went over by and like in that moment, he's concerned about airplanes and how they disrupt the ley lines that run through your house. And so if there's a ley line that's causing a little bit of, ley lines are the energy lines through the planet. So if there's an energy line that runs through your house that causes a little bit of chaos, it kind of shakes and it sends a not so healthy. So he's more concerned with something like cancer getting shaken free. Like that's what he says. I'm just concerned about keeping her healthy. Like, how about we not vibrate her cells? That's it. Like, it's so simple. And something you wouldn't have necessarily, he's saying, believed in that moment. Like, just click, lock the door. So instead of saying like, don't go in there and being like, yeah, but I'm cold, so I'm going in. click, you know,
Right,
it's
right.
something, it's that simple. So
Yeah.
you can search for the why, or you can live in the faith and the trust that they really do have our back. I mean, people say all the time, the universe has our back. Well, the universe is made up of every soul ever to exist. So guess what? Your loved one has your back.
That's so great. I love that.
What else should people know? What are other ways to raise vibrations when in such difficult times?
That's a good question.
That is a great question. You know, there were little things. So I'm super sensitive. And when I had another aunt die, when she passed, she sent me this scent of chocolate. And which I loved, because the last time we had seen her, we had brought her Godiva chocolates. That was her favorite. So I smelled chocolate, very pungent. And I went, oh, okay. So here I am sitting in this space of missing you. How about I eat some chocolate? Without knowing that chocolate actually is one of the highest vibrational foods you could possibly eat. Get the cleanest you can afford, right? You're not going to sit and like Willy Wonka your way through this and just chow down. You're going to take a piece. You're going to really suck on it. Let it melt. Because in that one single simple act, you're taking the energy and the vibration of a really super food, super high food, and allowing that to permeate through you, through every sense. So if you sit with it in quiet, you can hear the change in your saliva. You can taste it on your taste buds. You can smell it moving through the soft palate. You can swallow it and feel it as it's actually melting and moving down your throat. And then you get to sit and absorb it all. Use every single sense. That's how you raise your vibration.
Jim's favorite is pumpkin. I'm not, but I got a pumpkin spice candle.
Nice.
Yes.
That's great.
There are simple things you can do to raise your vibration, which you know, activates your psychic connection, which is really what people are looking for. You know, that's the buzzword. They're looking for that psychic connection, which is, again, it's a skill. Everybody possesses it. You just have to ignite it and learn how to work with it.
They just have a chocolate business.
Totally forgot about that. She does.
Really love that. That's really amazing, though, that you said that, and she has a chocolate business, Lisa.
Totally forgot about that.
Love that. Just saying.
Yeah, and there's so many things you can do to raise your vibration. Listen to music. I mean, that's a no-brainer, right? When I'm feeling down, I'll put on like gospel music, or I'll put on Earth, Wind, and Fire, and I'll just start getting into it lifts you, it elevates you immediately.
Feel good.
I couldn't. So
yeah.
And that was a big, I couldn't for a long time. It would trigger me.
Yeah.
Music is the voice of God. Yes. Music is the sound of angels. You're talking about the highest vibration. And remember, the lower you are, if you're trying to use a super high vibration to get you out of the super low, it's going to trigger you because it's meant to. It's meant to like fucking blow your head up. You know what I mean? It's meant to do that. It's why it exists. So go with something lower. If you can't handle music, go with a scent. If you can't handle a scent, go with the feel of something. Right? Use your different senses and what is manageable. Manageable.
Yeah. And what makes sense?
What raises your vibration at a comfortable level? And a lot of people would be like, why can't you just snap out of it? I don't understand it. Well, first of all, that's an adrenaline reaction. And your adrenals can only last for so long. You can get your shit together, keep your shit together for a certain amount of time. And then grief will always return. But
I have someone coming who's going to help walk my dog. So how can people get in touch with you? Where can they find you? What programs do you have because people want connection. People want to be in touch with lost loved ones. And this is not something that will ever end for me.
Right.
And I don't think it's something that we want to lose touch with.
Right. You can find us on our website at spirit-calling.com. We have a membership-based portal where we offer community and tools and support, and you can talk with people. We have practitioners that are there to support people as they're going through the grief process. You can work with Lisa or I. We connect with the Great Council of Lay, our guides, to help create messages for people as they're dealing with grief. And what else, Lisa? There's so many tools that we have just by being part of the community.
Yeah, just by being part of that community. We have sound healings, which talk about raising your vibration. They are channeled meditations that are paired with vibrational music. So the music itself is meant to open your cells, change the actual programming of the energy within your cells, and then paired with the channeled messages that your brain can receive while your neurons are nice and on fire.
Yeah.
Easy peasy, right? So you can just sit and listen to that library over and over again. But we also have, we have a curated community of healers and practitioners with, I mean, varied skills.
Varied skills,
who are just amazing. If you need something that is more personal, if you need to work with someone one-on-one, I work with clients every day, and it's what I do. It's what I do all the time. Pamela tends to work with people one-on-one through the community. So it's that reciprocal relationship of, if you post into the community, not only are you helping yourself, but you're helping every single person who reads that just through your receiving. That's it, right? So that's beautiful. And she just opened up to the community this possibility of getting personalized channeled messages. So she's called to do that, and that's what she's doing. I guide in a general aspect through the community, and then if people want to work with me personally, then you can come to lisagroche.com.
I'll put all of that in the comments in the group.
Excellent.
Yeah. I can't even read all of the comments. I am out of sorts.
That's all right.
Community. Yeah. I definitely want to continue this. I mean, we need to stay in touch.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll come back.
Sure. Yeah.
And maybe we can invite someone to join us, and we can give them a message or something. You know, let's talk about
that would be beautiful.
We want to support the community. We want to help healing, and we want to raise the vibration and help people feel better, have more joy in their life.
Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
And beyond.
I'll email that to you.
Thank you so much. I'll be in touch. Okay. Send me the link, please, for the community, because I will be joining today.
You got it.
Yay.
Bye, Sam.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.